music and musical culture in all of our lives. And I remember being challenged by a very well-known producer to ask me if I could imagine the world without rock and roll. Well, you have to imagine the world, try and imagine the world without Southern America, because it's the history of the music that came through that part of the United States that has built the culture that we all know and love so well, the rock and roll, the jazz, the blues, that is part of our lives. So going to this area is actually reconnecting with the history and the roots and the genuine and authentic base for that music. And I think it's important, particularly for Australians, to understand where this music came from and what that culture means. Yes, for me, it's probably post-Katrina, and there's an image I took in a street called Flood Street. It was about 18 months after Katrina, when a house that had been effectively completely destroyed was still there exactly as it was when Katrina hit, completely destroyed, but you could peek into the rooms and see the belongings of the people who lived there before. And it was so poignant and so moving, and so that's the first thing that's come to mind. Of course, things have changed dramatically since then. It took a long time for New Orleans to recover, but now New Orleans is back and is a thriving city with a great cultural life of its own. I think everybody gets something different out of Southern America, and particularly out of New Orleans. By that I mean that there are so many subcultures there, whether it's from rock through to hip-hop, through to bounce, through to jazz, all forms of jazz, trad, modern, then through to soul or funk. So you actually, it's a place where you find your own cultural niche and you find your own musical niche. So I think people will learn a lot about who they are and where the things that matter in their life came from. Yeah, I think that it's important for people to understand that Southern America is the crucible and the birthplace of the musical culture that we all know and thrive upon. If music's important to you, if culture's important to you, then I think it's really a responsibility to understand where it came from and understand its history, and that's what you can get out of this trip.